Was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. She was a child, and I was a child, in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud by night, chilling my Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And the stars never rise, but I see the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the side of the sea. Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. Hello, my friends, poets. Gary Giles. I got my own intro wrong. Let me try again. Hello, my friends, Gary Giles and fellow poets. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets Halloween Special Edition. Yes, hello, everybody. Let me just catch up on the chat. Halfway through that, I was like, oh, I really hope I haven't muted my mic this time round. So let me scroll up to the top and say hello to everyone. Hello, Dimitri. Hello, Delgal. Hello, I am Gurf. Hello, Tanya. So glad that you could join us. Hello, Jeff. So glad that you could join us. Raven. Hello. Is that everybody? Nightbot. Hello, Nightbot. I think that's everybody. Hello, Nikki. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Mitchell. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we got some Edgar Allan Poe right off the bat. Oh, you're not Adam. No, I'm Dave. First name that came to mind. I don't know. If you want to come up with a name for whatever this is, feel free to do so. I nearly drank from my candle. I nearly went like this and drank from my candle. Let's not do that. So what are we doing tonight? It's Halloween special, and I thought we'd take a day off from discussing various topics. I'm going to read The Raven at some point tonight as well. Don't worry, Raven. I'm going to drop a Edgar Allan Poe ASMR on Halloween. And I'm also dropping something else on Halloween, but I've forgotten what it is. So maybe oh, I do remember what it is. We're also going to have some elements of On the Hunt because I was thinking last minute what I could do to make this special. So I've got some of my On the Hunt On the Hunt tools out here with me. And then what I'll do is, I'll explain this again in part two, but what I'll do is a members video will go live on Halloween just to kind of decode what we've got. I've also got a book, Ghost Stations, and it's got some poems in here, and then I'll read a spooky story as well, which you guys can choose from. And I'm reading from this book. Both of these books were sent to me by Holly. So thank you so much, Holly, for that. Let me just make sure nobody has popped in I haven't said hello to. Let me catch up on the chat. OMG, Adam. Yeah, I'm a bit wild, right? Uh, But how is everyone? How was everyone's weekend? Sorry I didn't go live yesterday. I had planned to, I even had the stream scheduled, which I completely forgot until someone was like, hey, are you going live in 30 minutes? I was like, no, I cancelled it. So I forgot to actually turn that off. But I had intentions to go live yesterday. I got stuck in York because UK train services aren't the best. But yeah, I've also got non-alcoholic gin with Coke. So I have no idea what this is going to taste like, but I figured it's Halloween, so I'm going to call it a ghoulish drink. Uh, Not too bad. Just tastes like Coke. So, how is everybody? How is everybody? Who's got plans for Halloween? Nightmare Before Christmas mentioned. There you go. Yes, I did see your thing. I did see your message at the top, Dimitri. Gin and Ghost, maybe. Oh, I like it. Gin and Ghost. Gonna have some gin and Ghost. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So for part two, I want you guys to think of some poets you might want to try and contact from beyond. Uh, Obviously, Hallows Eve, is supposed to be the evening where the two worlds, where Earth and the spirit realm are most close. But it's not Halloween, so we're gonna try, but we're not guaranteed success because it's not actually Halloween. Hello, Mayank. Thank you so much for joining us. Adam loves Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes. Can you tell? I haven't got my Jack Skellington uh, plastic pumpkin thing behind me today, so I apologize. He got left behind today. Tired. San Antonio, Texas was hot. The river walk was amazing and packed. Visited my cousins and my 89-year-old aunt. Glad to be home. Wow, that's awesome. Sounds like you had a really cool weekend. I saw Delgal's message further up in the chat asking how my trip went. I can't believe I forgot that I even went away. So I'm sure you guys are expecting me to talk about my trip. I might do that next week. It was really good. It was really, really good. Um, but it doesn't really fit in with our thing tonight of Halloween special. Although I did go to Greyfriars Kirkyard, which is meant to be the most haunted graveyard in the. I don't know if it was in the world or in the country or in Europe, but it's certainly a really haunted graveyard. So I did do that, I suppose, which is kind of in keeping. That's precious. Thanks so much. Here is the text of Annabel Lee by Poe. Thank you very much, Jeff. If you want to read along, I'm going to read The Raven next. I guess we'll read The Raven next. The most gothic part of the UK doesn't fit a Halloween stream. Yeah, right. It was so gothic. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I loved that city, the gothicness of it, especially walking around at night. I definitely went at the right time of year for Edinburgh. Oops, sorry, Ben. Also, for those of you that were at the Halloween special open mic that I did, I'm totally recycling the costume. My bad. Sorry that you've already seen this once this year, once this month even. But what I will say, see, I want to say so much. Okay, I'll just say what I did find fun. As you guys know, I am a Harry Potter fan, and I did the whole in the Kirkyard. There are a load of headstones which inspired character names. What I didn't know, and as a Gryffindor, I'm super stoked about this, is the name that inspired Professor McGonagall comes from a gent called William McGonagall, who actually, as it turns out, is a poet. Not just a poet. William McGonagall is known as history's worst poet. I thought that was kind of fun as a Gryffindor myself to have that connection. Hello, Jared. To see you in the spirit of the holiday that truly defines autumn as far as I'm concerned. I love this. Yes, I love this time of year. I thought we'd do a Halloween special. I do like to go all out with Halloween. But we'll do a Christmas special too. I do remember last year's Christmas special was fun where we was tracking Santa and we were just talking, I think. We were just talking. But if you haven't already, there are 15 people watching right now and only 8 likes. Come on, guys. Show some love. Don't forget to hit that like button. It does really help the channel. It's completely free. It takes seconds, but it does genuinely help the channel. Us YouTubers don't just say it for the fun of saying it. It does help. So please do hit that like button. Thank you so much. And while we're on the topic of stuff, look at that sub count. We are flying. I don't know if you guys are sharing it between streams just because you want to watch me dance to Barbie. Whatever it is you guys are doing, we are flying. Keep doing it. I appreciate it. Spread the word. 7,000 before Christmas, and I will dance to the poetry song in Barbie. I noticed it and got it, Nikki. Nice. That costume looks good. It's okay to recycle. Thank you so much. What did Nikki say? Get it? Get it? Boo. Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Nice one, Nikki. Nice one, Nikki. I also forgot that our Gary Go emojis sort of suit the theme for tonight as well, which I've just thrown in the chat. Up to 12 likes now. There we go. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's because you're most excellent. You're most excellent. All right, who wants some more? Who wants some more Edgar Allan Poe? Wait, how do I close this now? There we go. Who wants some more Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven? I know that did put Jeff did put a link if you wanted to read along. Now, I believe it was 84 in this book, but let me just double check. The Raven, 96. Not far off. 96. The Raven. All right. I always want more Poe. There you go. Let me just get my reading light on real quick and drop the lights. Okay. This is quite a lengthy one, actually. It's going to be interesting turning the pages. The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden from the angels, named Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, 'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, this it is, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what threat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim, an ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther, then he muttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I willed a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, Upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamp lit gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet, lining with the lamp light gloating o'er, she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaif, oh quaif, this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if, within the distant Aidenn, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door, quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. I see that the chat is going off, so I hope that everything went okay during that reading. I hope there's no tech difficulties or anything like that. But that was The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Is there something I need to catch up on? I did happen to see that I Am Girth said that was a good idea, or someone said that was a good idea. Titania, I believe. I don't know why, but I'm reminded of the Christmas Carol now Adam's reading. Really? Oh, I I was trying to go for spooky, but I guess I went into Christmas mode. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Okay. Uh, we shall add this to Adam's reading material for tonight. Okay, that's a link. Shall I open that? Open link in new tab. It's not going to be like Songs of the Witches. Okay, cool. Damn, Poe really wanted to convey his emotions with this poem. So many lines, as if each line reflects a feather of the raven. Nice, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a longer poem for sure. Oh, you are picking poems for me to read. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Oh, Baltimore Ravens are named after the poem? Nice. All right, so what else have I got for you? This was, again, this is another book sent to me um, by Holly, who is a subscriber. Thank you so much. Who clearly knows, has sent me Poe, this. I'll show you something else as well. Clearly knows that I'm into spooky stuff. So, yeah. I do have the Song of the Witches, so maybe we can close this section with that. But I just wanted to. I have not yet read these poems, but there are 3 poems in here. I thought there was. Anyway, let's go back to the contents page. Hello, hello, hello. Hello to anyone that's just dropped in that I haven't managed to say hello to just yet. Okay, 26, 26, 26, 26, 26. Okay, I think this book is about haunted airfields. Haunted airfields. This one is called Shadows by Bruce Barrymore Halpenny. Shadows. Should you stand out there on the airfield, alone on a clear, still night, could that be the faint pulse of Merlins, all about you but never in sight? Are they high in the cold moon-washed darkness, banking downwind, but never to land? Ghostly lanks that must circle forever with the yoke held by some phantom hand. They tell it's quite There's a, I don't know if you can hear that plane above me. It's very loud. They tell it's quite sad out by Elsham. The airfield's just memory, of course. But it's said if you pass by the watchtower, you may still hear the whisper of Morse. Elsham Wolds has for long been abandoned, just a bleak fading scar on the land, but a presence broods there in silence, elusive but still close at hand. The wolds remain scarred by broad runways, where by daylight there's nothing in sight. But at nightfall do long dead young warriors sweep past on that very last flight? And will those brave souls fly for always, where the wind clean and free softly sings? Alone but remembered forever, borne aloft now by eternal wings. Nice. I think so yeah, this is a book about haunted airfields. I think that's a World War II poem. Let me quickly catch up on the chat. Hi Raven, hi Amgurf, hi class, welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you could join us. That's okay, that's okay. Breakfast by Hannah M. Hunt, 1940. So definitely Second World War. His place was laid. The mess room clock struck 8. The sun shone through the window on his chair. No one commented on his fate, save for a headshake here and there. Only old George, who'd seen him die spinning against the autumn sky, leaned forward and turned down his plate. And, as he did, the sunlight fled, as though the sky he'd loved so mourned her dead. Nice. The Long Farewell, also by Hannah M. Hunt, and I'm guessing 1940 as well. Tangmere is closing down, they say. They've dined the squadrons out, and soon the wise face of the hunter's moon will see them scattered far away. The old pens where the fighters lay, awaiting the marauding Hun, lie empty now, like ancient scars, weed-grown beneath the setting sun. The squadrons climb against the sky, deep etched against the dying light. The wind stirs softly like a sigh for those who fly and those who fight. This field is far as famed as Agincourt or or Cressy, with their mailed hosts, where those who valued freedom fought, sleeps, guarded by its valiant ghosts. Okay. May I ask, what's the name of the book that talks about Frankenstein? I forgot the name. You mean Mary Shelley's Frankenstein? I'm not sure if it's called Frankenstein or if it's called like The Creature of Frankenstein, but it's by Mary Shelley. It's by Mary Shelley. All right, let me read Songs of Witches, and then I'm gonna get a number from you guys, and you guys are gonna pick the scary ghost story that I'm gonna read to you. So, double double toil and trouble, Macbeth. I struggle not to go into Harry Potter with this. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble, toilet over pennies, in the golden bay. Anyway, that's Harry Potter. We're not going to do that. Just Frankenstein, yeah. One member equals one friendly neighborhood raven. Thank you so much, I am Girth. If you wanna see some more friendly neighborhood ravens, do consider becoming a channel member. 20 likes, but only 20 viewers, but only 16 likes. Come on, guys, hit that like button. 6,970. Yes, nice. We've gained some subscribers whilst live. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, let's read some Shakespeare. I don't think I've actually ever read this other than when reading the play and listening to Harry Potter. Okay. Uh, double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake. That sounds Scottish. Oh, it's Macbeth. Let me start again. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. The planes, I don't know if you can hear this plane going over me. The planes seem very low tonight. Why are they so loud? Why are they so loud? Okay, I got another one from Jeff. Opening new tab. Double, double, toil and trouble. Something good to say. Oops. All right, All Hallows. Louise Gluck. I don't know this one. All right, let's try it. Even now, this landscape is assembling. The hills darken, the oxen sleeps in their blue yoke, the fields having been picked clean, the sheaves bound evenly and piled at the roadside among cinquefoil as the toothed moon rises. This is the Baroness of Harvest or Pestilence, and the wife leaning out the window with her hand extended as in payment, and the seeds, distinct gold, calling, come here, little one. And the soul creeps out of the tree. Nice. Excellent. Very good, very good, very good. Sometimes I think they're a figment of his imagination. What are we talking about? I can't hear any planes. This mic does such a good job in blocking it out, even when they're super low and loud tonight. But it's really putting me off, unfortunately. Okay, who wants to settle in for a ghost story? Who wants to settle in for a ghost story? If you do, I want to see a load of ghosts emojis in the chat. And you guys get to pick random. I'm going to give you a set of numbers, and you have to pick a number between those numbers, and that is the story that I'll read you. All right, Dimitri wants to settle in for a ghost story. Spook me. I don't know. Avada Kedavra isn't bad either. Since we do not discuss politics here, I will keep my opinions of J.K. Rowling to myself. Fair enough, Raven. Fair enough. All right, we got some ghosts. We've got some ghosts in the chat. So I want you guys to give me a number between 28. Hopefully, one of the mods can do this for me. Between 28, just to remind everyone, and 178. So a number between 28 and 178. And then whatever my eyes land on first, I will find I will find the story that relates to that. That is a good number, Raven. That's also a good number, class, for very different reasons. That's a good number, Raven. 66. All right. Almost. Oh, you guys. Of course. 113. Okay. I feel like 66 has to be the number we go for on Halloween, right? One number away from the devil's number. Oh, let me turn my reading light off. Oh, I got an email. Okay, let's go 66. Let's go 66. Which would be, what is 66? The Spittlegate Spirit. Nice. Good work, guys. The Spittlegate Spirit. All right, settle in, guys. Let me just. I don't know how long this is going to go on for. Oh, it's not too long. It's a short story. It's not too long at all. Wait, what? It's only a page? It's only a page, apparently. That's no good. But we're going to read it anyway. In 1939, aircraft Joe Harris joined the staff of Number 5 Group headquarters at St. Vincent's in Grantham as a telephone operator. But he was remustered to ACHGD due to a speech impediment that detracted from his performance of his duties, and he served at St. Vincent's for most of the war. Harris transferred for a time to MT driver, and after demobilization, he was taken on as a civilian Batman. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what a Batman is other than Batman. Okay, I'm going to start that again. Sorry, I took us out of the moment there, but it just threw me. I need to get the childish joy out of my system. Okay. Harris transferred for a time to MT driver, and after demobilization, he was taken on as a civilian Batman in the officers' mess at RAF Spittlegate. RAF Spittlegate, just east of Grantham, dates back to 1916, and it served as a training station during the First World War. During the post-war period, it remained an active airfield, and at the outbreak of war in September 1939, the station strength was 927 personnel. It was still a training station, and it remained in this role for the duration of the Second World War. Spittlegate continued to be used. I'm sorry, I just saw Chris's thing. Spittlegate continued to be used by the post-war Royal Air Force, but its days were numbered. Throughout the war, it had remained grass-surfaced, with only temporary steel mesh runways. These were not suitable for the new breed of jet aircraft, and in February 1948, the airfield lost its last flying unit. Over the next few years, the station housed a series of non-flying units, and the Royal Air Force finally moved out in 1975. The station was then transferred to the Army and used by the Royal Corps of Transport. That, say some, is why it is haunted. Nothing unusual happened in the officers' mess until after the Army took over Spittlegate. Then, according to Mrs. Pat Miller, officers' mess manageress, Joe Tiny Harris made his presence felt. Two senior officers reported seeing a shadowy figure in their room. in the mess, lights were mysteriously switched on and off. On one dining-in night, candles jumped from their holders and many mess staff were terrified to go into the annex of the mess where Tiny Harris used to work. One officer admitted to cold shivers down the spine when he felt an unseen presence in the mess. But he was alone, he thought. On another occasion, an officer reported that he heard marching feet outside his room and on going into the corridor could see nothing. He also heard the aircraft engines running on the airfield despite the fact that no aircraft had operated from Spittlegate for years. One theory is that Tiny was disturbed because the army had moved into the mess, which he had associated all his service with the Royal Air Force. And that is the end of the story. So these are just I thought there might be something a bit meatier. That looks quite meaty. Do you guys want another one or do you want to go back to poetry? It's up to you. What do you guys want for the next 19 minutes of part 1? I'm probably with this mug. I'm probably wiping all of the makeup on the bridge of my nose. I prefer Chris' version of the story. Oh, that got me. I saw Chris's line, and then he became Batman, and I had to refocus. Okay, ghost story. Another poem, please. Poem, more Batman. A ghostly poem from Poco Chatmo. I don't know that we've got a ghostly poem from Poco Chatmo. I don't know. I don't have it on my laptop either, so I don't know if I can do a Poco Chatmo one, but maybe next week I'll bring some Poco Chatmo poems with me. Poetry. Okay, so the general consensus is poetry, but there are only 3 poems in this book, so I'm gonna need you guys to pull together like you have been doing and send me some scary poems. My face is all good. Okay, so I don't have like a strip of The Haunted Palace. Well, that's good. You can always count on Poe. The Haunted Palace. I don't know this one, so I haven't rehearsed this reading. The Haunted Palace. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch thought's dominion, it stood there. Never seraph spread a pinion over fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. This, all this, was in the olden time long ago. And every gentle air that dallied in that sweet day, along the ramparts, plumed and pallid, a winged odour went away. Wanderers in that happy valley, through 2 luminous windows, saw spirits moving musically to a lute's tuned law, round about a throne where, sitting, Porphyrogene, in state, his glory well befitting the ruler of the realm was seen. And all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, through which came flowing, and sparkling evermore, a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of surpassing beauty, the weight and wisdom of their king. Ah, I'm stuck. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Ah, let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. And travellers now within that valley through the encrimsoned windows see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody, while, like a ghastly rapid river, through the pale door a hideous throng rush out forever and laugh, but smile no more. Haunted Palaces. Halloween by Robert Burns seems appropriate. Yeah, it does. I hope it's not in Scots dialect, though. All right. What we got? Is this? I would like to read Robert Burns, actually. Is this Robert Burns? The Haunted Palace. Oh, that's what I just read. Did I read this at the open mic this month? I think you might have done. Can someone put a link to Lord Byron's Darkness? Okay, okay. Uh, I don't know how we're going to keep on top of all these links. I'm going to entrust our lovely mods to somehow keep on top of links for me. But I would like to read Poe, Halloween by Robert Burns. I would like to read that. So if we can find a link for that, that would be great. If it's in Scots dialect, then oops. Okay, I felt a funeral in my brain. Emily Dickinson. Of course. Of course, we've got to have some Dickinson tonight as well. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, a surface like a drum kept beating, beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead. Then space began to toll, as all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I and silence some strange race, wrecked, solitary here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down, and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then. Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson. Okay, so we got about a little over 10 minutes. Burns, yeah, I want to read Burns. Thank you very, very much, guys. Check out a big thank you to the mods, by the way, hitting us with all these links. Okay, Halloween by Robert Burns. If it's in Scots, I apologize. It doesn't look like it is in Scots, so we should be good. Oh, it's a long one. Oh, it's a very long one. Oh, it's a very long one. Okay, I'll give this a go. I'll try to keep you entertained, even though I might be butchering it. If I am butchering it, I'll leave it alone. Sorry, bands. Upon that night when fairies light on Cassillis Downan's dance, or o'er the lays in splendid blaze on sprightly coursers prance, or for Colean the route is taken beneath the moon's pale beams, there up the cove to stray and rove among the rocks and streams, to sport that night. Among the bonny winding banks, where Doon rins wimpling clear, where Bruce ance ruled the martial ranks and shook his carrick spear, some merry, friendly country folks together did convene to burn their knits and pow their stocks and hoard their Halloween, few blithe that night. The lasses' feet, and cleanly neat, mair braw than when they're fine, their faces blithe, few sweetly kythe, hearts leal and warm and kine. The lads say trig, we wooer babs, we'll knotted on their garten, some onco plate, and some with gabs, gar lasses' hearts gang startin, whilst fast at night. I don't know if anyone's following this. Then, first and foremost, through the kale their stocks mauna be sought ants. They steek their een and grate their and wail, for muckle ains and strout and ness Annie. Poor Havril Will fell aft the drift and wandered through the bow cale and pout for want of better shift. A runt was like a sow tail, say bout that night. Then stort or crooked, yerd or nane, they roar and cry a thorough. Do we have anyone Scottish? Not really, Adam, but keep going. uh, old Rabbi Burns. The very wee things toddlin' rin, with stocks out o'er their shalter, and gif the stock sweet or sour. With jock to legs they taste them, sign cosily aboon the door. We canny care they've placed them to lie that night. The lasses store frae mang them air to pow their stalks of corn, but Rab slips out and jinks about behint the muckle thorn. He grippit Nelly hard and fast, loud skirled are the lasses, but her tap pickle maist was lost when kittlin in the fouse house wi' him that night. I think I'm going to stop butchering this poem before get me drunk enough and I sound vaguely Irish, if that counts. I'm going to stop butchering that poem before all my Scottish subscribers hit the unscribe button. But I wish that I could do that poem justice, especially seeing as I've just come back from Scotland and doing a lot of Burns stuff whilst I was up there as well. Thank you so much, Nikki, for suggesting that. But I can't butcher that anymore. I feel like I'd lose subscribers. So, if we can maybe get a link to that poem one more time as the fresh link, uh, I recommend everyone to give it a read during the 5-minute break, because the channel does love Robert Burns, even if I butcher it to no end. Right, okay. I know I just saw that Raven is really keen to hear some Lord Byron, so that would be fun. So did we get a link for Lord Byron? Is that a shanty? Let's see. Darkness by Lord Byron. Okay, good job. Thank you, Jeff. Was it Jeff? Oh no, I am Garth. Thank you. Whoever put the link in, thank you very much. We got Darkness by Lord Byron. All right, 2 pages. And then we'll probably break, I think. I had a dream, which was not all a dream. The bright sun was extinguished, and the stars did wander darkling in the eternal space, rayless and pathless, and the icy earth swung blind and blackening in the moonless air. Morn came and went, and came and brought no day, and men forgot their passions in the dread of this their desolation, and all hearts were chilled into a selfish prayer for light. And they did live by watchfires, and the thrones, the palaces of crowned kings, the huts, the habitations of all things which dwell, were burnt for beacons. Cities were consumed, and men were gathered round their blazing homes to look once more into each other's face. Happy were those who dwelt within the eye of the volcanoes and their mountain torch. Fearful hope was all the world contained. Forests were set on fire, but hour by hour they fell and faded, and the crackling trunks extinguished with a crash, and all was black. The brows of men by the despairing light wore an unearthly aspect, as by fits the flashes fell upon them. Some lay down and hid their eyes and wept, and some did rest their chins upon their clenched hands and smiled, and others hurried to and fro, and fed their funeral piles with fuel, and looked up with mad disquietude and the dull sky on the dull sky, the pole of a past world, and then again with curses cast them down upon the dust, and gnashed their teeth and howled. The wild birds shrieked, and, terrified, did flutter on the ground, and flap their useless wings. The wildest brutes came tame and tremulous, and vipers crawled and twined themselves among the multitude, hissing but stingless. They were slain for food, and war, which for a moment was no more, did glut himself again. A meal was bought with blood, and each state sullenly apart, gorging himself in gloom. No love was left. All earth was but one thought, and that was death, immediate and inglorious, and the pang of famine fed upon all entrails. Men died, and their bones were tombless as their flesh. The meagre by the meagre were devoured. Even dogs assailed their masters, all save one, and he was faithful to a course, and kept the birds and beasts and famished men at bay, till hunger clung them, or the dropping dead lured their lank jaws. Himself sought out no food, but with a piteous and perpetual moan, and a quick, desolate cry, licking the hand which answered not with a caress, he died. The crowd was famished by degrees, but two of an enormous city did survive, and they were enemies. They met beside the dying embers of an altar place, where had been heaped a mass of holy things for an unholy usage. They raked up, and shivering scraped with their cold skeleton hands the feeble ashes, and their feeble breath blew for a little life, and made a flame, which was a mockery. Then they lifted up their eyes as it grew lighter, and beheld each other's aspects, saw and shrieked and died. Even of their mutual hideousness they died, unknowing who he was upon whose brow famine had written fiend. The world was void, the populous and the powerful was a lump, seasonless, herbless, treeless, manless, lifeless, a lump of death, a chaos of hard clay. The rivers, lakes, and ocean all stood still, and nothing stirred within their silent depths. Ships, sailorless, lay rotting on the sea, and their masts fell down piecemeal. As they dropped, they slept on the abyss without a surge. The waves were dead, the tides were in their grave, the moon, their mistress, had expired before. The winds were withered in the stagnant air, and the clouds perished. Darkness had no need of aid from them. She was the universe. Okay, Darkness by Lord Byron. Okay, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. When we get back, we are going to do a bit of On the Hunt. We're going to try and contact the spirits of poets. I have a spirit box with me, a K2 meter, and a voice recorder. If that's not your thing, I totally understand if you want to leave us here. I hope you enjoyed the first part at least. But yeah, when we come back, we're going to do a bit of a spirit box session, and we'll see what we get. I'll make a members video. Because with the spirit box, I struggle even with like genuine on the hunt videos. I struggle to figure out what the spirit box is actually saying until I can sit down at my computer and listen to it over and over again and get to the bottom of what it's actually saying. But maybe we can figure it out live together. So if that's not your thing, if you don't want to try and contact spirits, I totally understand. Good night. If you do want to hang around for that, then we'll be back in 5 minutes. So I'll see you then. Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. Let me just make sure everything is good. You guys can hear me. We're still recording. I don't know how we're going to do this, by the way, guys. It's going to be very, very interesting. I was supposed to light the candle behind me, actually. Okay, let me just quickly catch up on the chat. Halloween. Okay, some more poems. Keep hold of those poems just in case we run out of things to do. Because I don't know how this segment's going to go. It might fall flat on its face. Who knows? Welcome back. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've always wanted to hear Darkness read in a British accent, and Adam did a wonderful job. Thank you so much. He did good, Adam. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. FYI, Nightmare Before Christmas is streaming on Disney Plus. It is nice, nice. Clap. Good to know. Yep, I have it on my Halloween playlist. Hubby and I plan on watching it Halloween night for our anniversary. Nice. I love that Halloween is your anniversary. Looking forward to the SB. Oh, Spirit Box. Okay, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know how we're going to do this. So, my thinking is, um, my thinking is, we can try Robert Burns just because I've literally come back from Edinburgh yesterday. I did a lot of Robert Burns stuff. Obviously, I went to the White Hart Inn, which is where he spent a week in Edinburgh for the very last time. I also was in the area in the courtyard. They've got a writers' museum, which is in the courtyard of where he would have lived whilst he was in Edinburgh. So there's like a connection there uh, with Robert Burns that we can try out. Shakespeare, obviously, I've got tons of Shakespeare stuff, including a skull of Shakespeare behind us, which might come in handy. And also, I'm thinking Christopher Marlowe. So, if anyone hasn't seen on the channel for whatever reason, had a lot of new subscribers lately. I have actually got a playlist of like ghost hunting videos trying to contact the spirits of poets. And the best one, without a doubt, the one I'm absolutely convinced by is the Christopher Marlowe video. And I think I've mentioned on a live stream before, I did actually email. Never heard of a spirit box? Okay, I'll explain it in a second. Um, I did actually email the people who the archaeologist group that sort of manage the site of Scadbury Manor, which is where Christopher Marlowe spent his last night alive before he went into London and then got stabbed and murdered in a tavern in London. So I feel like there's some sort of connection there as well. So we can either do all three, we can do one of them, or we can try and contact a poet that you guys suggest. If there's a poet that you want to try and make contact with, what I would suggest if you're gonna pick a poet, make it a poet that you know a lot about, especially if we're doing a spirit box, because you guys might hear something that I don't hear, and you can confirm or deny whether it might be connected. So, how do you guys want to play this? I'm gonna light a candle under the skull just purely for effect. But this is a cool little like ashtray, I guess. Again, a gift from Holly. She knows my vibe. If any of you ever wanted to send me stuff, by the way, no pressure. Um, in the description of most of my videos, there should be a PO box now. And if it's not in the description of a video, it's on my website. He says, there we go. Okay, so let's get this going. Without setting my sleeve on fire. Christopher Marlowe. You want to try Christopher Marlowe? I think that's a good idea. All right. So let's just try this. How does that look? Not very good at all. Can't see shit. All right. How about if I put it here? That is doing absolutely nothing. So let's try this one. Does that look better? That looks a bit better, huh? Okay, that looks a bit better, but now you can't see me, so I'm gonna put this here, I guess. Or I can just turn this on. Doesn't look as cool. Okay. Your POs are in pool. Is that right? Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. It goes there and then it gets posted to me. Lord Adam, can't see shit. Careful where you step, buddy. Is that what I said? Sorry. I apologize for the profanity. Now I can't see what I'm doing. I definitely planned this one out, guys. All right, we're going to go for Christopher Marlowe. So, I'm going to quickly explain all the stuff we're going to be using. This is called a K2 meter, and it's supposed to read like electronic energy. And the good thing is, it's not peaking at all. I was worried. Let me just shake it around. Okay, so you see it's pretty stable. It's on green. I was worried that because there was so many like electronics in the room that this would be going crazy, but it's actually not. It's just staying on green. You can see that. Don't apologize. It gained you a follower. Look. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, cool. So, can you see that? Is that visible? Is that visible to you guys? You can kind of see that. It's not very clear though, is it? Ah, gotcha. I was going to say that's a bit far to get your fan mail. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I don't drive to pick it up. It gets sent, it gets forwarded onto me. Yes, we can see it. Okay, cool. So if that changes, if that peaks, then that's out of the ordinary. Okay. I'm going to move the chair a little bit. Hopefully you can see it a bit better. All right, so we got the K2. So that reads like electricity in the air. So as you can see, it's sitting on green. There's no abnormalities going on. If that starts peaking, that means there's something going on in the air. There's electricity going through the air that oh, I don't know. I don't know the specific term for it, but it reads electricity. I know that much. Right. Okay, now I need to feel around in the dark. Okay, we got the spirit box. So, class asked me what the spirit box does. The spirit box uh basically constantly scans radio waves. I'm just conscious that you can't really see the K2 over there, so I'm going to flip it a little bit. Consistently scans radio waves, and it said that spirits are able to talk through a spirit box, hence why it's called a spirit box. It will pick up voices in the airwaves, the radio waves. It's been so long since I've used this. I don't even know. Oh, it hasn't even got batteries. Typical Adam. The batteries aren't working. Okay, it should be. I mean, I haven't used it very much. Hang on. It's dead. No pun intended. Thank you, Danny. Okay, the spirit box is dead. I need to go and get some batteries. Oh, this is why you plan ahead, Adam. Okay, spirit box is dead. It's pulling my Polaroid stunt on you, Adam. Yeah, what's it doing? Okay, let's get the. And then I've got a voice recorder. So this is what I'm most interested in because this is the one I've used the least. I think I only ever used it in the very first On the Hunt video for Abraham Cowley. And you watch, it's probably not going to turn on either. Right, turn on. Okay, it's turning on. That's the main thing. Record, yes. Please, if you don't mind. Okay, testing. Okay, it's now recording. I'm gonna put that in front of the K2. That'll be interesting. Okay, sorry, it's all live entertainment. This is what you get for live entertainment, folks. Don't forget to hit that like button for me prancing around for 15 minutes. We've been live 15 minutes. We haven't even started. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm kind of gutted about the spirit box because that's what I'm fascinated most with. We might take another 5-minute break just so I can go and get some batteries. Um, but we'll try this first. Okay, who are we going for? Christopher Marlowe. Does anyone know if Christopher Marlowe wrote a spooky poem? Marlowe Halloween poem. Let's have a look. Halloween poem. Sorry. Hero and Leander. Ding. Christopher Marlowe. Okay. Let's just put Marlowe poem for now. Okay. Keep an eye on that K2. It's still not really in view, is it? I want to, without setting it on fire. Is that better? I think that's better. You can see it now. Up. Okay. Be interesting to see if the candles move as well. But that could be anything. Marlowe poem. I'm just going to get a Marlowe poem up. The passionate shepherd to his love. I need to try and remind myself of the history of Marlowe as well. Come on, give me a Marlowe poem. Marlowe, all right. Poetry Foundation. It's just giving me Hero and Leander. Is that all we've got? It's super long. That's too long. It's too long. The Passionate Shepherd. Okay, the Passionate Shepherd. All right, guys. So you are my eyes on the K2 behind me if it starts fluctuating. I don't know. I'm just going to hold it here, actually, just so it's in focus a bit more. Nope, I'm going to hold it here. Okay, I'm going to hold it here. We'll see what happens. I can't see it, so you're going to have to start putting it in the chat if it starts doing things. And we've got the voice recorder behind us as well. So I'll listen to that back after the stream. And if anything comes up, I'll do a members video. Okay, so let me read The Passionate Shepherd by Christopher Marlowe. And hopefully we'll get some results. The Passionate Shepherd to his love. I've got to be careful not to set myself on fire. I've literally got a candle right underneath me with flappy sleeves. Okay, Christopher Marlowe, The Passionate Shepherd to his love. Come live with me and be by my love. Come live with me and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that valleys, groves, hills, and fields, woods, or steepy mountain yields. And we will sit upon the rocks, seeing the shepherds feed their flocks by shallow rivers to those to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. And I will make thee beds of roses and 1,000 fragrant posies, a cap of flowers and a kirtle embroidered all with leaves of myrtle, a gown made of the finest wool, which from our pretty lambs we pull, fair lined slippers for the cold, with buckles of the purest gold. A belt of straw and ivy buds, with coral clasps and amber studs. And if these pleasures may thee move, come live with me and be my love. The shepherds, swains, shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. If these delights thy mind may move, then live with me and be my love. The Passionate Shepherd to his love by Christopher Marlowe. Okay. Let me switch over to YouTube so I can see the chat just in case. Okay, we are reaching out. We are opening ourselves up to communication with the poet, the spirit of the poet Christopher Marlowe. If you're here, please either touch this K2 meter, which is in my hand, or speak into the device that is on my little table behind me in front of the candle. Last time we did this, it was at Scadbury Manor, which is the place where you spent your last night alive. And I'm convinced that we communicated then, and I believe you were trying to tell us something. So if the spirit of Christopher Marlowe can come through, please touch this device in my hand or speak into the device behind me. This is cool to watch. We have a lot of poets from all over the world right now watching. I know we're very far away from Scadbury Manor right now, but if you can somehow make contact, how does it feel to have once been considered the better poet over Shakespeare? And now Shakespeare is like a national, global icon of literature. If it upsets you, can you touch this device in my hand? If I hold it here, can you see it? Because I can see the reflection of the light in my webcam there. Yeah, you can still see it. Okay, cool. We're opening ourselves up to contact with the spirit of Christopher Marlowe, the poet Christopher Marlowe. If you're here with us, can you touch this device and send it to a different color? You just have to tap it and it should change colors. Or speak into the device behind me in front of the candle. If you can say something in there. It's probably going to be really difficult, guys, because we're nowhere near Scadbury Manor. Like where we are has no connection to Christopher Marlowe, which helps. I mean, it shouldn't be a defining factor. We should still be able to do it, but it'll be more difficult for sure. The reason I wanted to go with Christopher Marlowe is because that video was so like so much happened in that video. And I was really drawn to go back, but as I say, the archaeologist group that managed that weren't interested. I wanted to do a live stream on Halloween night, uh, but it wasn't meant to be. Just so you know, I don't know, the microphone didn't pick it up, but I just received an email which didn't set this off. So that's just goes to show. Look, there's an email here. Oh, if I put it next to my phone, it will peak. So don't get excited by that. But I did. My phone is over here, and I got an email. So that just goes to show. Oh, okay. It shouldn't be doing that now. Hang on, let me lock my phone screen. Oh, okay. That's a big coincidence. I just need to. I locked my phone screen and it was still going off. but that is a bit of a coincidence that I put it right next to it and it carried on going. So, if 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 there is a spirit here with us, can you touch that K2 again? Can you touch this device and make it go and make it peak again? I think it was the phone. I think it was the phone. I think it's because I put the phone next to it. Like it didn't go off when the email came in, but because I put the phone next to it, it went off. Okay, I just need to do this a third time. I'm just gonna unlock my phone because yeah, I saw those lights. Uh, I don't know, perhaps the phone was getting something. I'm gonna keep my hand here and not touch my phone because now I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's the phone doing it or if there's something here with us. If the spirit of Christopher Marlowe is here, can you please touch the device again and make it peak? It didn't pick up me receiving the email, but it did pick up me bringing the phone close to the device. Thank you. If the spirit of Christopher Marlowe is here with us right now, and that was you touching the device, thank you. If it was Adam Gary being an idiot and putting his phone next to the device, then that makes sense too. But if you are here with us, I know I did this last time as well, and all I kept saying was, "Can you please touch the device?" But one more time, can you please touch the device and make it go to a different color? If that was you, if I were Christopher, I'd be furious with that Shakespeare shrine right behind you. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. Christopher Marlowe, if you are here, how do you feel about the Shakespeare shrine behind me? Yeah, don't worry, Tanya. I understand. I've taken precautions. Don't worry. Especially considering Will stole his look. Okay, I think it was the fact that I touched my phone next to it that made it peak. Okay, this is the last time I'm gonna ask if we can connect with the spirit of Christopher Marlowe, and you are here, can you please touch this device one more time? And then I'll move on to better questioning, I promise. I just need to know. This is the last time I'm gonna ask, otherwise we're gonna move on to something else. Okay. I don't think it lit up again, did it? Okay. So that's that one. Do you guys want to quickly take another 5 minute break and let me get this spirit box working? Let me turn the light back on. Yeah, it's completely dead. So put it right by phone and see if it lights up. I did do that. So I'll put it by the phone, tap it, nothing. But I think if I put the screen on, that's when it starts going. Try this poem to invoke Marlowe's spirit. Okay. I will try one more thing. If there's a poem that we can maybe memory stream, perhaps. What's that? This would probably work better on Halloween night when the veil is the thinnest. Yeah. And again, where I am isn't like at all related to Marlowe, so that doesn't help. We could try Abraham Cowley. Abraham Cowley died not too far from here. That was the first video I ever did. Let's get the spirit box. Okay, I'm gonna take another 5-minute break. And I'm gonna go and find some batteries for the spirit box. Who knows? We might have something on here still, which is the voice recorder. I can turn the light on now. We might still have something on here. We won't know until I save. So let's take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna go get some batteries, get the spirit box, maybe send that link for Adam. Yeah, send me if there's a poem, then let me know. I'm gonna take 5 minutes, get some batteries. Sorry guys. Live entertainment, as I say. I should have prepped a bit better, but hopefully something will come out of this. Okay, guys, I have the spirit box working, and I have this going as well. So making it up as I go along. So I think there was a Marlowe. There's an Instagram link there. I don't know what's this for. What's this for? Oh, that's creepy. That's cool. I like that. Oh, that's really cool. Calling for Marlowe. Invocation of Marlowe's ghost, thou restless shade who once didst weave. Okay, cool. That's nice. I like that image as well. Nice one. Okay, we got the spirit box going. We got the K2 going. I won't be recording behind me because there's no point. This is hopefully going to pick it up. So if you're watching now with headphones, I would suggest either taking headphones out or turning it down. I've never used a spirit box on this microphone. Now, this microphone is so good at blocking things out. I don't know if it's going to work. You might not even be able to hear it. So I'm going to turn it on, and you should hear static. Can you hear me over the static? Can you hear the static, and can you hear me over the static? Let me know if you can hear the static. No static. Can't hear static. This is annoying. The microphone is so good. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. All right, let me try something. Can you hear the static now? This isn't gonna work. Maybe I should. Can you hear the static now? No. Still nothing? Wow. What if I hold it really close? No static. Okay, I'm gonna start sweeping and let me know if you can hear the sweep. No. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm too determined not to do this. Right, let me go into my settings. Okay, let me go into filters, noise. Okay, right. Remove. I don't really want to. Okay. Uh, dun, 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 dun. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. My mic has static all the time. Oh, it does, Herb. This is very good. It's a Blue Yeti. It's very good at blocking things out, which is great all the time, most of the time, but not so great when you want to. Hang on, I'm going to try something. Okay, let me know. You still can't. No, you still can't hear the static, can you? Okay, this is flopping. This is not good. This is not good. Maybe this is a sign not to be doing this. Okay, Yeti settings. Properties? Would it be in properties? No, not properties. Filters. Okay, I'm going to try something. Uh, this might hurt your ears. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Bear with me. Testing. Okay. Okay, it looks like you can hear that. Okay. So, I'm going to hold this to here. I don't know whether this is working or not, but I'm going to hold this to here, and you'll hear the static. Hopefully you can hear my questions as well as the static. Is it saying things? No, not yet. Okay, you hear the static. And can you hear me as well over the static? Let me know if you can hear me as well over the static. But I heard words. Oh, that might be coming from me. That's probably coming from me, Mickey. Or I am Gav. Or if you heard words, then maybe something's coming through to you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try Christopher Marlowe again. I'm not going to be able to have the K2 up at the same time. So I'm going to start the suite and listen very, very carefully because I'm not very good at figuring out what um, I'm not very good at figuring out what comes through on this until I've watched it 3 or 4 times. So I'm going to start the suite. Is the spirit of Christopher Marlowe here with us? Okay. That definitely said something, but again, I don't know what it said. If if you're with us, Christopher Marlowe, can you please say hello into this device? I heard resting. See, it goes so fast, guys. When I spoke to you at Scadbury Manor, you mentioned that there might be a 5th person in the room with you the night you died. Is that true? I can't catch what it's saying. Can you guys still hit the button? Hit the button, maybe. Christopher Marlowe, was there a 5th person in the room when you died, when you was murdered? There was? I thought I heard there was. There was. I don't know. Can't hear. I don't know why all of a sudden you can't hear the static. I'm watching the... Yes, there was. I don't know if I heard yes, there was. But now I'm kind of... It's hard to concentrate because I don't know if you guys can hear or not. I heard something, but it was so quiet. Yeah, very low. I mean, it's on full volume. It's really loud in person, but for some reason, these microphones just don't want to pick it up. One last try. I know this is the 3rd time I'm asking. I know you've been saying something, but for some reason, our computer's not picking it up. Christopher Marlowe, was there a fifth person in the room when you was murdered? Just one more time, please. Was there a fifth person in the room when you was murdered? It's gone quiet now. It's just static.
Yeah,
Right.
all the
Microphone.
microphones are static
Static
cancelling
cancelling.
for whatever reason.
Testing. It just said testing. It just said testing, but I don't think this is going to work, guys. I'm going to turn it off for now. I don't think that's going to work. So I guess I'll just read one more poem. To close this out. That's a shame. The idea was there. The thought was there. I wanted to do that with you guys, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. I can just hear the static, but can't hear anything coming through. You have a Yeah, maybe there's a different ghost there. Maybe. I did actually forget to say I only wanted to talk to Christopher Marlowe and Christopher Marlowe alone, uh, which is not good. But it's okay. I'm not too worried because I did do other uh, precautionary actions before during the break, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, I was kind of a bit open-ended with who I wanted to talk to for a little bit. When you did the hunt on him, there was so much stuff come through, Adam. Yeah, there was. But again, I was literally on location of the night he spent his last night alive. Like he's associated with the place that I was on that night. Whereas here, that not really. I could do Abraham Cowley, but I would want to do it with you guys. There's no point doing it if you guys can't hear what's coming through. Maybe the metal of the shed was interfering. This shed is all plastic. This shed is all plastic. So it's not that there was some stuff coming through. I thought I heard testing as well, which is kind of funny. Um, but if I can't, it's weird because I'm so stubborn. Like I hate being defeated. I hate being defeated. No, it's not gonna work. I tried everything, guys. I'm sorry. I tried everything. The only thing I can think of doing is when is Halloween? When is the 31st? The only other thing I can think of doing is trying this again, but streaming from my phone. I'll stream it from my phone because hopefully that won't block out any audio. Thursday. So if you guys want to come back on Thursday, it's up to you. If you want to do like an actual Halloween stream on Thursday, then I'll do it from my phone. And that shouldn't cancel things out then. Am I doing anything on Thursday? I don't think so. Other than a members video. All right. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. It's all gone crazy. Okay, let's do it on Thursday then, and I'll be better prepared. I'll be better prepared. What have you done? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So can we keep hold of Herb's poem? Let's keep hold of Herb's poem, and we'll do it on Thursday. I won't be in full get up though. All right. Is there one more poem that you guys want me to read whilst we're live? Herb's poem. Yeah, we'll keep hold of that for Thursday. We'll keep hold of that for Thursday. I will still go through that dictaphone. I'll still go through that dictaphone. And if there is anything on it, then I'll put it in this week's members video. And obviously, this week's members video will be on Halloween as well. Interesting. I posted a poem earlier. I'll find it. Okay, cool. Thank you. So maybe we'll do a pre-hunt for a members video. I'll go through that dictaphone. If there's anything on there, then that would give me chills. If there's anything on there, I'll put it in the members video on Thursday, and then in the evening we'll do this again, but from my phone, so there's no sound cancelling software on it. I don't know. That's kind of, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry we couldn't do that tonight. That's kind of made me sad. But whilst I Am Girth is looking for a poem, maybe I can read us another story. I think we had 69, didn't we? Actually, I'm going to read this one, The Canteen Ghost. And then I'll finish with I Am Girth's poem that's just been put in the chat. The Canteen Ghost. In 1957, Molly Tilley took over the EMEB canteen in Burton-on-Trent as manageress. The building was, as she thought, an ex-army hut, but was very nice. After about 3 months, they had a social club dinner. It was September and a nice sunny day. Just after 4 p.m., Molly let the staff go home for 2 hours as they were working again at 7 p.m. Molly stayed on, for she still had a lot to organise, and she had just started to lay the tables when her attention was drawn towards the kitchen serving hatch, when she saw the back door open and someone come into the kitchen. As it was a long wooden building, she called out, but no one answered. So she walked down towards the kitchen and saw a fair-haired young man in RAF battle dress just standing there. He looked so sad, and as if he was looking for something, said Molly. I said, "Are you looking for someone, love?" At that, he just disintegrated through the wall where the sink and washing machine and washing area were. Molly was very puzzled, and she went outside and asked one of the garage mechanics if he had seen anyone, but he hadn't. The next day, Molly Tilley talked to her boss about the ghost airman, and he informed her that their canteen was an ex-RAF hut that they had bought in 1948, and could well have come from either RAF Lichfield or RAF Tattenhill. RAF Lichfield was situated 3 miles northeast of Lichfield on the A38, and it was known as Fradley to the locals. The airfield opened in August 1940, and it housed Number 51 Maintenance Unit and Number 27 Operational Training Unit, and this decided the role of the station. Nevertheless, bombers from the OTU took part on many operational sorties, including the first 1,000 bomber raid on Cologne on the 30th to the 31st of May 1942, when 21 aircraft from Lichfield took part. There were many accidents, and a fatal one was with Wellington L7815, which is the aircraft number. The port engine caught fire just after takeoff, and the Australian pilot fought to bring the aircraft round to land, but it stalled, and the bomb load exploded as it hit the ground. There were no survivors. There were many other crashes, and 2 Wellingtons, BK672 and BK843, disappeared without trace on the 14th of June 1943, when it was presumed they crashed in the North Sea. Even to this day, no trace has been found. RAF Lichfield saw much tragedy, and there has been many alleged sightings of a headless figure in flying kit on the airfield, and there have been many ghostly incidents. Since the war, there has been much talk about that eerie aerodrome Some airmen are buried in Fradley Village Church, which was the village nearest to RAF Lichfield. RAF Tattenhill was 4 miles west of Burton-on-Trent, and it served as a training station. Like so many training stations, there were many accidents. The airfield closed in 1947. Armed with the knowledge that the canteen was an ex-RAF hut, Molly Tilly talked to her staff about the ghost airman, and they decided to accept him if he came again. He did, many times, and they named him Blondie. The ghost airman was not something one could see through, said Molly. He was quite tall, fair curly hair, not golden, and was a nice-looking young man. His dress was either a battle dress or flying suit. It was grey with wings over his pocket. He never wore a hat, and he always had something in his hand like a clipboard. Only one of Milly Tilly's staff was afraid of the ghost airman. When she saw him, she used to say, "Oh, Molly, he must have been killed, and he is so nice." Doris was rather nervous about it all. When the ghost airman appeared, she always shot out the kitchen, like a bullet from a gun. "I've often thought about ghosts," she said, "but to see one made me frightened, and I don't like it." The only other person who didn't like the ghost airman was Fred Perkins. He was a canteen labourer who worked for Molly, and he didn't like the canteen at night. When they went to work early on dark winter mornings, Fred had a key, but he wouldn't go in. He wouldn't go in until Molly arrived. She pulled his leg about it, with being a big man and so nervous about it all, and he used to say, "You are such a good woman, Molly, kind and generous. I think our lad likes coming here." He must have done so, for the ghost airman visited regularly for the next 15 years, and Molly Tilly and her staff became used to him, particularly Molly, who, in a strange way, looked forward to seeing him. I had no feelings of fear at all, but when he came, a very quiet something came over me and the rest of the staff, said Molly. The place didn't go cold at all. I had thought at one time of trying to photograph him, but for some unknown reason I couldn't bring myself to do that. I felt it was wrong. Molly did have some connection with the RAF, for her own brother had been a pilot and was killed when his aircraft crashed at RAF Bryce Norton on 27th of August 1944. Then, in the early 1970s, they built a new office block and restaurant farther across the yard, and the old wooden ex-RAF hut had come to the end of its days. It had served well, but sadly it had to go. The day the old canteen hut was demolished, Molly Tilly went over from her new canteen just after the bulldozer arrived to the kitchen area. Molly told the workmen that after all those years she had grown to like the old building and she wanted to see the end of her old canteen. But that wasn't really true. And they did not know the true reason why Molly Tilly stood silent in the kitchen area for a last look. "I said goodbye in the kitchen," said Molly. "This is what I said out loud. Goodbye, whoever you are, and wherever you are. Thank you for being our friend, and God bless you always." Then I threw a kiss to where he used to stand. Molly bit her lip as a tear rolled down her cheek. With that, she walked slowly out with a lovely feeling that at last their young man would perhaps now be at rest. With sadness in her heart, she watched the bulldozer go to work, and within 15 minutes, Molly Tilly's old canteen and home for the friendly ghost airman was a pile of rubble. When Molly got home that evening, she burst into tears. The ghost airman is often in the thoughts of Molly Tilly. Who was he? Why did he come back to that hut? It must have been his home, and Molly used to say to her ladies that their kitchen area must have been his, as he didn't bother about the other end of the building. And that is the end of the story and the end of tonight's stream. Thank you so much, poets, for being here. It's been a bit of a wild ride. Tech difficulties, such. Oh no, I know that there's one more poem to read. Hang on, I'll read this poem and then I'll say goodbye. Halloween by Lindsay Turner. Some yellow sunflowers open down the street. A ladder is open beneath someone's apple tree. Beneath a dead sky, the contours are flattened, so the land of the dead is closer today. The land of the dead, they say, is closer. But what if my lot lies with the living? Out in the yard, a long-billed bird eats something from dust. Its throat has a dark patch in the shape of a smile, but full, as if its throat had been slit open. But look, the bird is still pecking and alive. Elsewhere, a sports game. Ropes of rain come down and open the earth. Here it's so dry they'd just roll off the dust. But what if my loves, like the bird, are living? What if my loves, like the bird, are living for now? Most of the apples have already fallen. The sunflowers turn into dusty spiked balls. But what if my land is the land of the living? The bird from the dust takes flight, then turns multiple. A handful of birds rising in the dead sky opened to receive them. But my loves for now are here and living, and I want more of them. Like the bird on the ground, I pick what I need from the dust. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you so much for all the likes. Thank you for your patience. It's been a wild stream. It's been a wild night. We will return on Thursday to try this again and see what happens. Members video, I will try and figure something out special just for you guys as well. Even if that's a separate hunt type video that we do for somebody else, but we'll see. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. A big round of applause and some claps in the chat for our wonderful mods who were absolutely on fire tonight. So thank you, I am Garth. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Danny and Mitch. You were awesome. And yeah, good night, guys. Love and appreciate you. See you on Thursday, hopefully. See you on Thursday, hopefully.